Next, we move on to this inhuman treatment by a ASP, Balveer Singh, who literally, as using a cutting plier, has extracted tooth of the people who had been in remand. This inhuman treatment by him. Now he's in the waiting list now. Moment this came out in the YouTube and it came out on the social platform, this ASP has been immediately pushed off to the waiting list. This inhuman treatment, and people have been extracted tooth on the upper row or in the lower row or the in the front, either the front tooth or the side tooth. This inhuman treatment, why the police department is being headed by Stalin, and doesn't he see all this? There is no point in pushing such an inhuman person to a way. What other thing you can do to the post of these people, to the person who is behind all this? This is most inhuman treatment.
Yeah. See, and making him in the waiting list, do you think that this is the punishment? And if you attack somebody else, and if I attack somebody else, immediately affair will be registered.
Yes.
And we will be sent to the jail.
Yes.
But when the police officer attacks a human being or attacks an ordinary citizen, what is the punishment they should give? Law should be common to everyone.
Yes.
He should have been charged, and the FIR should have been registered against the police officer for having made a grievous hurt to a person, and case should have been registered. But Stalin has been holding the police portfolio.
Yes.
Stalin doesn't know any police administration. Accidentally, he has become the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. See, I was in the police department for 25 years, so I know what are all happening in police. This is called the third degree treatment in police.
Exactly.
Police usually use the third degree treatment, which will be essential in some cases.
Yes.
For example, you take the case of murder case. Somebody would have murdered a person, and if he is caught by the police, he will not open his mouth. He will simply say that, "Sir, I have not murdered." He will simply say. But what is the duty of the police? To extract the truth from him, because he has to be punished. How he can be punished? Only if you get all the evidences, he can be brought before the court of law. The main duty of police is to extract confession from the criminals. So for which police used to give some third degree treatment, which is somewhat essential to the case. And in the case of theft, the person would have involved in the theft, and he would have looted lakhs and lakhs of jewels, and that has to be, the stolen jewels has to be recovered, for which he has to open them up, where he had pledged the jewels, where he had sold the jewels. That criminal has to open them up, for which police has to resort to that degree treatment to get the confession. So
Yes.
for getting confession, some sort of third degree treatment is very much essential to the police. But when we were in the department, the contract killers, there are a group of criminals called contract killers. Who is contract killers? If anybody gives 5 lakhs to the contract killers, he will finish off his opponent.
Yes.
This is contract killers. Whenever any contract killer was arrested in those days, the police will break open the board, the hand. After that, he will become. They would do all sorts of inhuman treatment to the wrongdoers. But what happened after that? Several human rights organizations have come. Nowadays, even if the police makes a small injury, he should go before the Human Rights Commission and he should answer to the question. So the awareness have come, and the police should try to understand this, and should understand that these type of third degree treatment will no longer be useful to the police. They should go for some scientific method of finding the truth. For example, in Western countries, they have been using psychoanalysts for extracting confession from the psychoanalyst. What they will do, they will take the concerned criminal inside the room, they will make him to sit, they will, what is that? They will mesmerize the concerned psychoanalyst will mesmerize him, and the concerned person will try to speak something in a semi-conscious state. He will try to expose some truth. This is what is happening in England, because they know very well that here there are all sorts of bad treatment, that cannot be made against the criminals. That is why the system of psychoanalysis had come. Then narcoanalysis, there is also a method of narcoanalysis.
Yes.
By giving some narcotics to the criminals.
Yes.
And after getting the narcotics, and the criminals will try to speak something, which will be coming from his inner heart. They will be exposing some truth. And after extracting all those information, police will act, police will go and get the evidence, and then police will produce it before the court after, without making even a single hurt in the body of the criminal. Confession will be extracted. This is what a scientific way of confession. After that, the brain mapping is there.
Brain mapping. Lie detector test is there.
Most of the Western countries have been using this for confession, for extracting confession. Police should think of it. Second point is, who will make all these third degree treatment, No, the higher level officers will not do that. Only at the lower level, even at the level of inspector, they will not do that. In the level of middle level constable, they will be trained in in this kind of third degree treatment. And only a selected few will be there in each police station. Whenever any criminal is brought that concerned middle level officers, they will use all sorts of this treatment and try to get the confession. But unfortunately here, IPS officer, he is a ASP, he just now he has joined the police department. He had not even been made as an IPS, superintendent of police. He is only in the cadre of ASP. And even at this high level officer in the cadre of IPS, he was beating person, he was trying to, only for the purpose of extracting confession, he has not made these injuries. He had given the punishment. I think it looks like that they will be the local rowdies. But the rowdies should be punished only before the court of law by sending them to the prison and everything.
Yes.
But this is the way to attack the criminals and give punishment. The police officer cannot give the punishment. The duty of the police officer is to make him appear before the court, and only the court can punish him. And the officer himself had involved in this atrocious act, and which is very condemnable. Because the police department, what is happening, they have got the power. They have got the police power. And most of them, some of the officers will have the hunger. Because as soon as they are getting elected in the police department, they will become very aggressive. They will be thinking that we are the top officer, we can do anything. Nobody can question us. Such a kind of feeling I have seen from most of the officers. And mostly, I want to talk everything frankly, because I do not believe in separatism and believing in North and South. But in my experience, I have seen most of the North Indian officers who has come here, they are involved in all sorts of atrocities. I know one officer. At that time, he was CSP, and he was coming inside the commissioner office. I was there. I was working at that time at commissioner office. Okay. He was entering inside the commissioner office. At the corner of the commissioner office, there is a small shop, tea shop, selling cigarettes and all the small eatables. And one auto driver, he was standing on the corner of the shop. He was after taking some tea, he was just smoking. At that time, this IPS officer was just entering, and he was seeing that one fellow has been smoking. Immediately, he stopped the vehicle. He went there, he beat him, slapped on his face, and he has asked the police to remand him to remand him. And then after that, that shop owner, he was a very poor man. He has been running the shop for 30 years, and he had ordered to close the shop immediately. That fellow was crying before the deputy commissioner, stating that, sir, I have been running the shop for the past 30 years. This is a shop which has been running. Most of the officers will be going only by this gate. And this fellow, we had bought some tea, and after that he had taken some cigarette. And I have not done any mistake. Please forgive me. He didn't bother about it. Immediately he was sent to jail. And at that time, I was calling the Junior and Tamil weekly, and I was asking them to put this matter, to inform this matter through your magazine, so that it will reach the DGP and they will be taking action. So subsequently, he was immediately transferred. And after going to another place, what did he know? He had got a flat in his, he had got a lift in his flat. Okay. His son had entered into the lift. The lift was blocked in the midway. The lift was blocked. There was some technical snag. Immediately, what that officer did, and he was calling the person who had, who had made the service for the lift. Okay. Because he was the one he was the contractor who had fixed the lift. He was asking the man to come. That police officer was asking him to come. Immediately he had remanded him to prison. This is how, because the police power, they will be thinking that they are demigod and anything. And if we think next time that person will be in jail. This is what the tendency of some of the police officers. Mostly I have seen North Indian police officers in Tamil Nadu police. They behave most of the officers. There was one Thapa IPS. His name is Thapa. And he will be maintaining what is the table weight. He will be having table weight on the table. And any police officers come inside with regard to some departmental matters and everything. If the Thapa IPS has got angry, he will be immediately throwing the table weight on the officers. Oh. He was the IG at that time. And he used to throw the table weight even against the SPs and everything. So such a way they will be. There was another one, is that Amit Verma, he had died. He also used to throw a table weight on the officers. In such a way, some of the police officers have been behaving. So this is not because most of the people will not be knowing. This had happened even inside the department. Most of the police officers were victims to such assault made by the IPS officers.
Looks like even the policemen were not spared. Even the
yeah. That is why whenever the SP enters into his room, he will be asking the orderly policeman to please see that the table weight has been removed from his table. Otherwise, he will be throwing on me.
I know.
This is happening for quite a long time. The police power, the police authority, and such officers should be sacked from the police. He is only at the ASP level. If the government allows such officers to remain in the department, he will be coming up to DGP, because now he is ASP. He will be around 25 to 26 years. And he will be doing the same thing till he attains the post of DGP, bringing disgrace to the Tamil Nadu. Okay. Such officers should not be allowed. So policemen should realize the fact that hereafter they have to operate the police force under a different atmosphere. Now there are so many awareness among the public, and social medias are working, and any sort of violations, any sort of atrocities will immediately be published. So that will bring disgrace to the police department.
So and when this news broke out actually, and one person, and they showed up almost 2-3 people who who said that who talked about the treatment meted out to them. They did mention this ASP's name, and they also confessed that this has not only happened to very few of them. Almost 20 men have been targeted this way. To their knowledge.
Who has to take action? Who is the minister for the police? Stalin.
Stalin.
He is the people's representative. Stalin, we have voted for Stalin. We, the people of Tamil Nadu, have voted for Stalin. Even though he had given 4,000 to 5,000 per voter. Anyhow, the people have voted in favor of Stalin. He is the chief minister. He is the in charge of police. It is his duty to take action against the officers. As you said, he had involved in so many atrocities. So anybody, the law of land should be common to everyone.
And not
So,
only pushing him to the waiting list is not going to help him, sir.
No, that is not a punishment.
Yeah, seriously, he needs some psychological counseling.
It is no, psychological, because these people, and such people should not be spared. They should be punished and they should be sent out, because chief minister has got the power. He can write to a central government. This officer, we do not like, his performance is not good.
Yes.
And he has made so many violations. You take back this IPS officer to the central government.
Exactly.
Yeah, because all the IPS officers are under the control of Home Ministry of Government of India. And being the chief minister, he has the power to just send him back to the central government and asking the central government to depute some other officer. So chief minister has got such a power. He should write to the Government of India Home Ministry about stating about his atrocities. He should be sent back from the Tamil Nadu cadre. Let him go to any other state. We should eliminate such forces from Tamil Nadu police. That is the duty of the government.
I'm sure you should be remembering this happened in 2021, almost 2 years back. There was this DIG or IG who went on a visit to Vellore, and on his way back seemed to have misbehaved with the police, probably an officer lesser than him. And he was also again pushed back to the waiting list.
Yes, sir. Because in police, they will be thinking that putting waiting list is a punishment. They will be keeping in the wait list for 10 to 15 days. After that, people will forget about it. Then they will be given some important posting. This is what has happened. Even if there is a firing, police firing, they will be putting it in the waiting list. After 1 month, they will be giving the officer some important portfolios. This has been happening just to befool the people of Tamil Nadu, just to befool the politicians like Stalin. The police officers will be doing this. If Stalin calls the DGP and the other officers and asking what happened to that person, and he was involved in some sort of tortures against the people, what happened? Well, immediately the higher police officer will be telling to Stalin, sir, he was he is kept on waiting. So Stalin will be thinking that, oh, that will be a punishment. Not at all. Waiting list in the sense, they will not be giving any postings for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. After that, they will be posted to some lucrative post. Yes, this is what is happening. This is what is happening. And I know one joint commissioner, and he was one advocate of Madras. He is a senior. He is going by car. Behind his car, some joint commissioner is coming. And he was giving horn. And advocate said that somebody is horning. He was asking the driver, you just go fast. And driver said that, sir, full of traffic is there. I cannot move the vehicle. What can I do, sir? Then he was going on horning, that joint commissioner. After that, he stopped. He came in front. He stopped the car and he had taken them to the police station. Advocate, the leading advocate, he was taken to the police station and he was keeping him in the custody. He was telling to him that, sir, I am an advocate of Madras High Court. What is the crime I have committed? No, you did not give way to the joint commission. They said that it's so full of traffic. How can I give the way? I can only stop. I cannot overtake. So he didn't bother about it. After that, there was a very big protest of advocates and the High Court. Only after that, the senior advocate was left. This is how these people have been wrongly using the powers of police. So the power has been given to you to protect the people.
Exactly.
Not to settle your own scores.
Yes.
Against anybody else. You are settling scores against anybody else. who is just talking against you, who is just acting against you. This should not happen in a democratic country. So it is a disciplining force. Discipline should be there in the police first. Only after that, you can enforce discipline against the citizens. You can talk
Exactly.
about the discipline among the people only if you are following the discipline. That is what I want to say, because I was in the police department for 25 years. I have seen so many incidences and I had vexed. I thought that these are how many officers can be thrown out of the police. So many atrocities, so many things I have seen in my experience. In murder cases, they will be implicating innocents. They will be asking us to just to cooperate for that atrocities. These are all hurt me very, very much. That is why after 25 years, I came out on voluntary retirement, unable to see all these atrocities, all these incidents, which goes against the conscience.
Yes.
There are so many things to tell, but this is not the occasion. When a suitable occasion comes, I am ready to give. I am ready to tell what are all happening in polls.
I think simply politicians and even the police force, we know that who really they're totally lacking in law and order. They're all taking advantage of people's short-term memory.